what up everybody, it's your boy HB Maharaja. Yes, I'm driving, so I have to keep coordinating, but jai ho to everybody. Hope you guys are all doing real well, real fantastic. Just got out of work. Today's September 28th, 2017, and it is Thursday, almost close to the weekend, you know. It's always a good time. The weekend's a great time. Garba's going on, so that's always a good time. So there's always good times going on forever, ever and ever. Yeah. So one topic that I thought about speaking about is collaboration. Actually, just made that up. No, I mean it's something that's very cliche, but I'll tell you something about my experience of collaboration and what the outputs and the results of collaborative work are as compared to the outputs of singularity, one person going at whatever, right? In my case, it happens to be software development, and so I'll share with you an example today. I was working on this, project that I have going on. I mean, I literally have way too many projects. It's like 4 or 5 projects going on at the same time. But this particular project, I'm supposed to create a management system for certain people and certain companies, which I can't mention their names of. But they were like, last week I had a meeting with them, and they're like, oh yeah, we just need this. Here it is. This is what we need. That's it. I come back to the office, and then I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do we want to develop this? And basically, the company I work for is very autonomous, maybe a little too autonomous, even so for for good output. It's a little bit too autonomous. And what I mean by autonomous is like, go do it, figure it out, and do it by yourself. That's what it means, non-collaborative. The issue with this, and this is what I'm like going through right now, is we haven't gone through the collaborative idea, discussion, the planning phase of this. And what happens is, if you just start coding and you start thinking, okay, this is the best way to do it, this is maybe, and then just keep going down that tunnel. What I found myself today doing is I was going down that tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel there was no light, right? And what I mean by that is, like, I was just coding away, not really understanding the core user requirements, until I was like, look, there needs to be more collaboration, there needs to be more interaction between what is required of the software and what I'm trying to build here, and matching those two logistics, very important. So in order to do that, I called up the client, had a conversation, made sure I understood exactly what they wanted, and we had like this collaborative talk, right? It's not just one way. Everybody's thinking of how the design is implemented, how the code is implemented, how the data structure is implemented. It may sound a little bit too technical for you, but it is what it is. So let me just generalize that. So that was an example of me, collaborative work versus non-collaborative. As soon as I made that phone call, and it made things so much faster to develop, so much easier, and it just increased my efficiency in coding. So, what does this mean for the general public? Well, collaborative work is far, far superior than working in individual scenarios. By superior, I mean the output, right? I don't know why this keeps dimming. Hang on. Let me see if I can... I can't even pause this or whatever. Anyway, so collaborative work will lead to higher... see, the lighting is just terrible. I don't know why it keeps doing this. I think it's just to the light back there. Anyways, collaborative work leads to greater output. Why? Because everybody in a team, right? You're trying to develop a software, and nothing happens without teams. You build off certain requirements, then you go on to different ones. Oh, this is thought I had that lighting there for a second. I guess not. But you go on, you build these, teams, you collaborate, you think about the idea, you plan it out, which is very important, because after you plan out what you're going to do and what each team member or each person and what role they play, it makes it much easier for everybody to produce, collaborate, and integrate their individual components. Even though they might not be matching, everyone knows what the expected output is of each of the different components created by each of the individuals in that team. Maybe a little too technical still. But when you approach things in a collaborative manner, it makes things much easier, much faster, and plus, it adds to the social factor, right? So that's why it's a big thing. Like, communication and collaboration is a very big thing, and most companies, they hire today because you're great at communicating. Because if you don't know how to communicate, people who are not in reading your mind are not going to get exactly what you're trying to say. So it's very important that you collaborate. Very important, collaborating with people. Now, I'm trying to get a good angle here. I'll try to leave this on my steering wheel or something. Now, maybe I can try generalizing it even further. And it probably extends to the point where you're kind of at the antisocial spectrum, end of the spectrum, where collaboration is far from the talk. There's, more emphasis on individual work and more emphasis to not collaborate. And some environments exist, like the one I'm currently describing. Some environments do exist where you can't collaborate and people are more opposed to it. What you'll find is, yes, they might be stellar, but two people working together, even though the other one person might be like some sort of genius, will get a lot more done. And let me tell you why. You might think, like, if some guy's a genius from MIT and he can do 10 times what one guy from so what's one college that sucks here? No colleges suck, right? It's just the system that's all broken. If you fix one piece of it, the other screw is still broken. But that's another topic for another day. But the guy from MIT is, sure, he's got a great amount of knowledge, maybe a different background, maybe a better background. But if he won't, in the long run, won't beat two people collaborating, because there's so much more long-term investment with two people than there is with one person. That's just the way it is. Obviously, there are edge cases and scenarios where this does not apply, but generally that's the case where collaboration yields long-term efficiency and greater output. There you go. So that was my closing statement. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm home. I'm going to eat. I'll have fun. I'm going to relax. Yeah, there's no relaxing, right? Got to work on stuff. Anyways, catch you guys later. Peace and love. Jai Ho to everybody. HP Maharaja signing out. Bye-bye.